Arum was an old, poor man who lived alone in a small house near a busy city in India. His little house was old, with faded walls and a roof that needed repairs. Even though he had very little money, Arum always kept his home clean and tidy. Every morning, he woke up before sunrise and swept the floor carefully. After eating a simple breakfast, he walked into the city to look for small jobs. Sometimes he helped shopkeepers carry boxes, and sometimes he cleaned streets for a few coins. The city was always crowded with people, cars, and loud noises. When evening came, Arum sat outside his house and watched people hurrying home to their families. Seeing happy families together made him feel lonely because he had no one to share his life with. As he looked at the colorful sunset, he quietly wondered if a better and happier life was waiting for him somewhere else. The next morning, Arum woke up early and prepared for another day of work. The sun was already shining brightly, and the weather was very hot. He walked through the crowded streets of the city, hoping to find a job. Many people rushed past him without stopping or even noticing him. Hour after hour, Arum searched for work, but no one seemed to need his help. His feet became sore from walking, and his stomach growled with hunger. Even though he felt tired and hungry, Arum remained patient and kind to everyone he met. Late in the afternoon, a friendly shopkeeper asked if he could help carry some heavy boxes. Arum carefully moved the boxes and worked hard until the task was finished. The shopkeeper thanked him and gave him a few coins, and Arum smiled gratefully because he finally had enough money to buy a simple meal. As the sun began to set, Arum slowly walked home after his long day of work. The streets were becoming quieter, and the sky glowed with shades of orange and gold. Near a bus stop, Arum noticed an elderly traveler struggling with several heavy bags. The traveler looked tired and weak after a long journey. Although Arum was exhausted himself, he could not ignore someone in need. He kindly offered to help carry the bags to a nearby shelter. The traveler smiled with relief and gladly accepted the help. Together, they walked slowly down the road while talking about their lives. When they reached the shelter, the traveler warmly thanked Arum for his kindness. Before saying goodbye, the traveler told Arum wonderful stories about peaceful farms, green fields, and friendly villagers in the countryside. And those stories stayed in Arum's mind long after the evening ended. That night, Arum sat quietly inside his small house and thought about the traveler's stories. He remembered the descriptions of green fields stretching far into the distance. He imagined clear rivers flowing through peaceful valleys and birds singing in the trees. Compared to those peaceful places, the noisy city suddenly felt even more crowded and tiring. For the first time in many years, Arum began to dream about living somewhere different. He wondered what it would be like to wake up to fresh air instead of traffic noise. The idea of moving to the countryside filled his heart with hope. He carefully thought about the possibilities and imagined starting a new life. As the moonlight entered through his small window, Arum felt excited about the future. With a smile on his face, he closed his eyes and fell asleep dreaming of farms, forests, and happiness.
A few days later, Arum made an important decision about his future. He packed his few belongings into a small cloth bag. There was not much to take, but each item was precious to him. Before leaving, he cleaned his little house one last time. Some neighbors came to say goodbye and wished him good luck. Arum thanked them for their kindness over the years. With hope in his heart, he began walking away from the city. The busy streets slowly disappeared behind him as he followed a country road. Although he felt a little nervous, he was also excited about what lay ahead.
As Arum traveled farther from the city, the scenery began to change. Tall trees lined the roads, and colorful flowers grew beside the paths. Birds sang cheerful songs from the branches above him. A gentle breeze carried the fresh scent of grass and wildflowers. Arum stopped several times to admire the beauty around him. He watched butterflies dancing over bright fields. Small streams flowed peacefully through the countryside. The quiet sounds of nature made him feel calm and happy. For the first time in many years, he felt completely relaxed. With every step, he became more certain that he had made the right choice. After several days of traveling, Arum arrived at a small countryside village. The village was surrounded by green fields and fruit trees. Friendly farmers welcomed him with warm smiles. They offered him fresh water and a delicious homemade meal. Arum gratefully accepted their kindness and shared his story. The villagers listened carefully and treated him like an old friend. They told him about their farms, animals, and simple way of life. Everyone laughed and talked together under the shade of a large tree. Arum felt comfortable and happy among the villagers. For the first time in a long while, he no longer felt alone. The farmers invited Arum to stay in the village for a while. In return, he happily offered to help with farm work. Each morning, he learned how to plant vegetables in neat rows. He carefully watered young plants and removed weeds from the fields. The farmers also taught him how to care for chickens, goats, and cows. Although the work was hard, Arum enjoyed every moment. He loved being outdoors under the open sky. Every day, he learned useful new skills. The villagers praised his dedication and strong work ethic. Arum felt proud because he was becoming an important part of the community. One day, a kind farmer noticed how hard-working Arum was. The farmer offered him a small piece of land to care for himself. Arum could hardly believe his good fortune. He thanked the farmer many times for the opportunity. The next day, he began preparing the soil and planting seeds. He worked carefully from sunrise until sunset. Weeks passed, and tiny green shoots appeared from the earth. Soon, the field became filled with healthy, growing plants. Watching the crops grow filled Arum with hope and excitement. He finally felt that his future was becoming brighter. As the seasons changed, Arum's crops continued to grow successfully. The villagers were happy to see his hard work rewarded. Together, they helped him build a small farmhouse near his field. The house was simple, but it was strong and comfortable. Arum planted flowers around the house and kept the yard neat and clean. Every morning, he woke up to birds singing and fresh country air. He spent his days working on the farm and helping his neighbors. The loneliness he once felt near the city slowly disappeared. Arum realized that he had found true friendship, purpose, and peace. Standing beside his farmhouse and looking across the green fields, he knew he had finally found the happy life he had always dreamed of.